In this New World video, we're going to be talking about Update 1.01. This is the first patch for New World, and hopefully many more are to come. This patch drops today, and probably by the time you're watching this video, it will be live or in the middle of being deployed, so you can expect these changes any moment. Amazon mentioned in their update article that they have doubled their server list as well as increased capacity on existing servers. If you've noticed a reduction in server queues, it's probably because of the increase to that server size. And although they didn't mention exactly how many players they lifted the cap to, they did mention that server transfer groundwork is in the mix and that you should see something in the store sort of showcasing that they're getting this set up, although they aren't readily available. Supposedly, players are supposed to get a complimentary one-time server transfer. I don't know if they're going to sell server transfers after this, if that's something that's going to be in the store permanently, but you're supposed to be able to do it for free due to the issues that the servers have had over the last couple weeks. So if you want to move once, that's probably something you can do at no cost. Another thing that Amazon is hard to work on is AFKs. This has been a huge problem that's been plaguing the game. Obviously, nobody wants to log out of the game because it's impossible to log back in, so they've been taking drastic measures to stay in, either running in place, putting on macros, whatever they're doing to prevent themselves from being logged out. Amazon is working on detection systems that will detect these things and boot the player, and they've also shortened the time that it takes to disconnect from the game from 25 minutes to 20, so that players will get logged out faster, hopefully improving those server queues even more. Another change that they're adding, something that I'm very happy about, is confirmation when you're leaving the server queue. I accidentally left my queue once when I was in position 9 by following the instructions on the screen because there are errors, and I clicked resume, and I was put back at 2,500 and something. It took me 4 more hours to get into the game, so I can feel this pain. This prompt should prevent people from making those mistakes, which are really, really frustrating. Moving along to the game itself, the first change is that projectiles from turrets during the war are now going to be hit scan like the musket instead of projectiles like the bow. This is to help alleviate some of the projectiles flying around the screen, and this should improve performance as these things don't have to render on the screen. Performance in wars is always spotty. Sometimes players are just standing there freezing and things like this for a long period of time. So hopefully this helps this a bit, even if it's just a small amount. Besides the things just mentioned, the entire patch notes consist entirely of bug fixes, which is great because there are a lot of bugs in this game, and some of them are a little annoying and tedious ones, like the issue wherever you log in, the achievement titles just keep popping back up over and over and over. After you've seen them about 15 times, you don't want to see them anymore. This is supposedly going to be fixed in this new patch, and this is what I'm very, very happy about because it bothers the hell out of me. Another bug they fixed is an issue that caused leg animations to freeze. I actually haven't seen this in my game, but I feel like that'd be hilarious to see a player moving across the map without their legs moving. It's a good thing they fixed that, but that would have been funny to see. Another bug fix that's near and dear to my heart is the issue with the abandoning vent notification in the upper right-hand corner. This would just last there until you logged out of the game and back in, preventing your quests from being able to track up there, or sometimes just causing weird things with your quest tracking. Like mine got pushed all the way to the bottom of the screen over my UI when this happened. I'm glad this is fixed because the only way to fix this before was mostly to just log out of the game and back in, and obviously no one wants to do that when server queues are 3 or 4 hours long, so I'm really glad they fixed that one. Another huge bug that was patched is that Pastor Walsh was spawning aggressively in Walsham. This was a big point where people would farm like weapon XP, and there's a purple musket that drops there also that you could farm. But I think primarily people were using this for weapon XP because this mini-boss would just spawn like every 1 or 2 seconds, and they would just gang up and kill it instantly over and over and over, and you could farm weapon XP like crazy that way. That has been fixed. On the opposite end, they've fixed a couple of enemies that have not been spawning as fast as intended. I expect these to keep being changed as the game evolves because there are still more of them that spawn too slowly. But I know one particularly that I've heard thrown around the Fextra Life servers is Overseer Zane. This has come up on our Discord a few times. In the Something to Prove quest spawns very, very slow, so that should be improved as well. And lastly on the list are just a huge number of quest fixes that basically prevented quest change from continuing. There are a lot here, so this is good that these are being fixed right away. I have not had any issues with my quests in my game, so I'm actually shocked to see so many of these that have been bugged, but again, it's good that they are being fixed. There are really no other major changes in this patch notes update, so if you have a method of farming that you like, that you're worried about being patched, or there's a place that you know is a good way to gain XP or do things, I suggest you get as much out of them as you can because I don't know at what point Amazon will change these things. Obviously, it's hard to tell at the moment what's working as intended and what isn't because some things were improved in order for players on quests to be able to finish them faster in terms of spawn rates. And now obviously some of them are being scaled back. So I don't know if these are considered exploits at the moment. So I would go ahead and use them as assuming that they haven't been changed, that they're not exploits. Right now, I'm currently working on a early game weapons guide. These are specific drops that drop from specific mini-bosses around the map. So you can expect to see a video on that soon. So if you're looking for a good purple weapon early on in the game, between levels 20 and about 35, I'll have that up in the next couple days. And I'm also working on a bow and spear build, so you can expect that very soon. What did you guys think of the patch notes? Were you expecting more in the first update? Are you surprised at how fast it happened? What other bugs or issues are you having with the game that you would love to see them patched? Let us know in the comments below.